and then you'd be like, hey man, what are you doing in an hour? And I'd be like, babe, I'm gonna go to work. Like, I already knew.
Daniel the banker.
Daniel the banker. I was counting everybody's money. Everybody else's money, not mine. Oh, yeah.
Talk to my brother-in-law about that one.
Let's not talk about that one though.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DDIM Studios podcast, and welcome to season 2 of DDIM Studios. We haven't done a podcast in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So we're back at it, and my guest today is Daniel.
What up?
Daniel has been helping me out throughout getting the podcast set up, filming, some, traveling with us, filming videos and whatnot, editing, creating the fun reels that you guys watch on Instagram and TikTok. So what's up, Daniel? How you been?
Been great, man. Honestly, it's been kind of like a roller coaster the last couple months, but we've been busy, luckily.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you give me a lot of work, so juggling all you and like all my other clients it's been fun to say the least, but very challenging at times for sure. But it's good, man. It's good. We're busy.
I was talking to my accountant the other day, and he said that I've been spending quite a bit on DR photo.
DR photo LLC.
I was like, okay. I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's funny because it's one of those things where, like, I'm going through it now. Like, I'm shooting a lot more videos, and like I'm paying for people to help me shoot it, and you do feel it. But then it's like at the same time, you're like, man, like, but then to do it by myself all the time and like all the videos that we're editing, it is challenging in a way to. I mean, you know more than I know. You did it for so many years, like posting so many videos.
I don't know if I should blame you because I've been using you to. I don't know if I've just gotten lazier to edit, or it's just like if I got something I need to edit, I'm just like I'm gonna hit up Daniel.
It happens
to do it, or it's just like I get creator's block, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get Daniel's insight on this.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, actually, we shot the video for Negative This tire shop, and Jaid was helping me. A good friend of mine, he was helping me edit the video, and we're trying to do it the same day.
Yeah.
And then we didn't finish it because he had to go do another shoot, and so I went home, and I kid you not, I looked at that video for 20 minutes, just like at the screen for 20 minutes, and I was like, there's no way. Like, I have to either get out of here or edit something else. I just had a mental, like, creative block, like you say. It happens a lot. It happens more than it should. But, yeah, like, I just have to kind of step away and then try to tackle it again. I ended up just calling Jaid again and be like, hey, man, you started it. You finish it.
Take over.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Yeah, so he came the next day and knocked it out. And it was good. It was a good video.
You know what's crazy is that when I get creator's block like that, you know what I do? I play UFC.
You play UFC?
I get on my PlayStation and I start playing UFC.
Yeah.
And I take my frustrations out on other players and I just beat the crap out of them.
What's funny? Well, you have your PlayStation in your office, and I feel like if I do the same thing.
Oh yeah, it's a distraction.
I'll play that. Angie, she was at the studio last night, my wife. And I go, hey, I think I want a TV in the studio. And she's like, just go home. I was like, no, I want
You're only
one.
a few steps away, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's like my house is right next to my studio. So it's like she sees no point in having one. And I was like, the more I think about it, it's like she's right?
Yeah, you're going to spend more time in your studio than at home.
Exactly. But I want to have something. But yeah.
Where's your PlayStation at?
It's in the living room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Moy, my son, likes to take over it a lot. Like, I'll be playing and he'll be like, Dad, can I play?
Oh yeah, you can't take it over. You gotta get a second PlayStation 5 then.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta have your own. He's gotta have his.
It's funny because when we got that PlayStation because of Moy last year for Christmas, and my mom, my brother, my dad, they're like asking us like, what does Moy want? What does Moy want? And I was like, he wants a PlayStation. So we ended up buying it between all four of us.
Yeah.
And we split it 4 ways. So it wasn't that expensive.
Right.
But then Angie would give me a hard time. She'd be like, he didn't really want it. Like, he could have done something else. I was like, nah, he wanted it.
He wanted it.
And then out of nowhere, I buy like another remote and another game, and we open it on Christmas Day. He's like, he doesn't even play soccer games, but I do. So
he's like, he's gonna have friends come over that are gonna play with him. We're gonna need like 3 more controllers. So
yeah, so the hard thing now is that he wants to buy like more games, so he gets tired of them. And now, because they're so easy to just download,
gotta put a block on that, bro.
Yeah, no, we did already. Yeah, well, luckily he never purchased anything. Like, I heard horror stories of people's kids, racking up thousands of dollars.
My nephew, bro.
Oh yeah.
Talk to my brother-in-law about that one.
God,
like over $1,200 of freaking Roblox and Fortnite, dude.
I remember you told me, you're like, why he's not on his phone? And then he's like, yeah, you racked up some money on games. Yeah, dude, that's dangerous for sure.
No, I track everything. As soon as like I see like a charge or something,
an email,
I'm on it, dude. I'm like, who the heck is downloading so and so, or who bought V-Bucks, and that's so why. Funny. So now since they know I get notifications, they're like, hey, Dad, can I get a skin?
They just ask.
They
of
ask.
Course.
I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, Moy, he took over my iPad because his old one broke, so he took mine. And I don't know how many games there are, and they're like free games because you have to buy like in-app purchases, but he doesn't buy anything, and he has to have my face to be able to download it. So he comes in, Dad. One time it was funny because I had my glasses on, and usually it captures, like, you can still get away with it. And then Moy was like, Dad, you have to take your glasses off. I was like, no, it should work, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, he takes my hat off and my glasses off, and then he's like, see? And it did work. So I don't know what it was. Probably the lighting didn't work.
Crazy.
That's sick.
So you've been working with us. What's been one of the something more memorable that you've done with us as far as filming for us or working with us?
Yeah, so I remember I met you at the bank, or where I used to work at.
Daniel the banker.
I was counting everybody's money. Everybody else's money, not mine.
You're in other people's accounts, like, wow, he's got that much in his account. Wow.
Yeah, so that's how I met you through there. So it's kind of like it's so funny because I was the business banker, and then Eli needed to open up some other accounts. So I was like, so we were just talking, and never did I imagine that I would be, after, like, not working for the bank anymore, and then doing what we do with you. So I think the most memorable thing is probably all the travel opportunities that they've been so much fun. Like, I've gotten to go places where not a lot of people, even in my position, I think, don't really get to go. So after I left the bank, I started doing full time, like, photo and video. And, like, I think it was probably like a year later, we were like at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium or something like that. It was wild. So as a sports fan, it was so cool to do, because even though I don't like the Cowboys, or
who does, bro?
A lot of people don't. Joke's on you. No, it was so cool because you guys had gone the previous year, and you guys had already known what to do, whatever.
Yeah. And
just the fact that we were just like roaming the stadium, like,
oh, dude, that was
playing catch, like, on the football field, kicking field goals. Let's not talk about that one though. You can't make field goals. You could throw though. I
didn't even know what to say. Yeah, my kicks suck, dude. I'm like, yeah, bro, this piece of cake.
You're like, that's why they have
run
kickers.
And like I kick so hard, and the ball just goes.
Yeah, dude.
And then like I pull a hamstring muscle, and I'm just like, I'm done.
So it was really cool to just kind of be there. I mean, I think obviously SoFi Stadium was ridiculous. Like, they were a little stricter there, but it was so crazy to see, like, just standing in the middle of that field.
Yeah.
And it's funny because people ask me all the time, like, hey, what were you, like, or they were asking me back then, like, what are you doing at SoFi? I was like, dude, you're not going to believe it. There's 4,000 people. They all have Nerf guns. And there's 2,000 on one side, 2,000 on another. And they're just battling each other. And I'm in the middle of it, just recording the YouTube family, So it's kind of surreal because, I used to sit in a cubicle from 9 to 6, like, for years. I was working in the banking industry for almost 13 years. So now to be able to, do our thing and help you out with your videos, and having the chance to go all these places has really, really been. It's very exciting, and it keeps you motivated to like do more things. And I think that's why I do a lot of the things I do for like my personal stuff, like the YouTube stuff that I was doing, and now that I want to kind of keep going at it. So a lot of things that I learned from you, I kind of implement to myself. I try to implement it to my customers, but people aren't that crazy, like consistent, or like willing to put in that work. Other than Dan, the clinical trials guy that we do, he does like vlogs or he does like videos every single day, like at 6 a.m. on YouTube. He goes live and stuff.
Damn, bro, at 6 a.m.
Yeah, dude, he goes like for an hour and a half.
Who the heck's awake at 6 a.m. to watch a stream?
You know what's funny is he
East
has
Coast
guests. Stuff? Yeah, East Coast people are like on the stream. And so it's fun. Like, it's fun to feed off of people that are like just as motivated, or like people that want to post.
So that's cool though, man. I mean,
yeah,
it's cool that he's doing that. So let me ask you this: you have the opportunity now to defend yourself against all these accusations about your snoring and taking over the bed, and
you know what's funny? I was in that episode. I was recording that episode that day. I just couldn't stop laughing. I don't know if the cameras were moving because I was like shaky laughing, but it's like you can't hide from
Adam,
it. You got caught in 4K.
Brian.
Yeah, Adam was recording.
They got receipts.
Yeah, they got receipts. They pulled out the receipts, and I was like, "Oh no, I can't hide from it." Usually, you could be like, "Prove it."
Yeah,
you can't prove it.
Yeah, right. I wasn't snoring, bro. I didn't have my whole body taking half the bed.
That Dallas trip was just insane. I mean, we were tired too. We had traveled the whole day. We went and got food, so like food just kind of like,
dude, that Dallas trip. One thing that stands out to me, which I want to do again, is Hurtado's barbecue.
Oh, dude, that barbecue.
Bro, the Mexican. So shout out to Hurtado's barbecue out there in Arlington.
Arlington.
They have a couple places.
Do they really?
You know what's crazy is they do. They also do at the Rangers games too.
Oh, really?
They have a post there where they cook. And this dude gets down there.
Dude, it's just so
and
crazy.
Not only that, he sells it out quick.
That's wild. It's like they brought like a charola, like a huge like thing, and like tray. Everything was on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what do you choose? Like, how do you start? He's like, and then they kept bringing out
a bit at
food.
A time. You get one. It's a sampler, bro.
It was just like little by little, and then they just kept bringing out food. And it was like, try this, try that. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm full.
Yeah, but then there was some stuff that we didn't get our hands on because people were just taking it. I went over there and I was like, hey, bro, you going to eat that? Taking it out of their plate.
You going to eat that?
My germs. Got my germs on that.
No, it was cool. And then that hotel we stayed at, like the Rangers stadium was right next to us.
Oh, yeah, we were right between the Rangers and Cowboys
Stadium. And the Cowboy Stadium. It was just, we had that view to the stadium.
Dude, was sick,
I don't know. It's just crazy. I've gotten the chance to travel a lot in the past couple of years, and those are very, especially because I'm a sports fan, those are very memorable because we get to see those stadiums. Like a lot of people, I have friends that are Cowboy fans, and they're like, dude, that's so cool that you were like on the star in the middle.
You know what's crazy? When we were there too, one of my best friend from California, his father-in-law is a Cowboys fan. So when I was there, he's like, hey bro, can you do me a favor and get him a shirt or something from the stadium from there? And I was like, yeah bro, I'll hit you up. So we went down to the store, I got him a shirt and shipped it out to him.
That's funny. Like, I remember one time I went to Atlanta,
and then I kind of cut it up. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Used it as a rag for your car.
Yeah, wiped it down.
I remember I had to go to Atlanta and I had a delay at Dallas, and I remember I called you just to like kill some time. I was like, hey, what are you up to? This and that. And I'm like, hey bro, I'm in Dallas. Do you want a Cowboys jersey? You're like, dude, no. He's like, not even if you gift it to me.
No thanks.
Like who wants a Cowboys jersey? First of all.
So what's crazy is that there's a lot of Cowboys fans here in Arizona and in California.
Yeah.
And a lot of them grew up because of their parents from the because of the 80s and 90s when they were actually
America's
good.
team.
America's team and And not only that, I think people were using blue in California too because there was, because of gangbangers too. Because they're using the blue.
Oh,
So
okay,
it's like,
Yeah.
It's like that's how they became Cowboys fans. But from what I know, a lot of my friends that are Cowboys fans or some family members are because their dad was a Cowboys fan from the early 90s or early 80s when they were good and stuff. And then that's how they kind of.
So what was the rival like in California? Was it the 49ers?
Yeah.
Like blue and red?
Yeah.
That's wild.
No, the Raiders, bro.
Oh, the Raiders, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, people go hard.
Dude,
Raider fans?
Growing up in California, everything was Raiders. You had your Raiders Raiders parka, your Raiders hat. You know what's crazy is that I feel like, there was a lot of different fans for different teams, but I knew a lot of friends that always wore different football teams, like hats and shirts, and it wasn't like they had a favorite. They just wore anything they wanted to just to look good.
And they just used that.
That was the early 90s, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild.
But yeah, that was a lot of gangbangers. Dude, I got stories from high school, dude, that are just insane.
I've heard some of them. It's crazy.
They're just crazy. Like shootings, stabbings, gang fights, like, and I'm like in the middle, like, what do I do? I don't have a knife,
Play dead.
Play possum. They come up to you like, nah, bro, I'm dead already, man.
Ain't nobody here.
Throw a body over me. Nobody's
so
here,
funny.
bro. Like those regular war movies.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Yeah, dude, but it's been such a crazy, from working a 9 to 5 to doing your own thing. And that, you've been in that situation where you had to leave or you chose to leave your job to pursue YouTube full time. I don't know if it's whatever level of success you kind of measure yourself or whatever you think that is. I think it has a lot to do because you're doing it 100%. You're not just like, because I remember I was at the bank and I'm not like, I was late all the time. Like I was very irresponsible.
It wasn't motivating.
No, like I remember
because it wasn't what you wanted to do.
Shout out to Isaac. He was my manager, and he was like, Daniel, you have to like.
He's like, bro, pretend you like this job.
Yeah, he's like, dude, he was like, you're the assistant branch manager. You can't be late. And it's like, yeah, dude, but when I'm here, like I perform, like that would always be my thing. Like clients would always be happy with me and this and that. It was just me being late or like I remember I would on my phone, like texting clients, texting you. Yeah, dude, I'll shoot tonight or whatever. It was just one of those things. And then also on the other side with my business, while I was doing it at the same time, I wasn't giving my business 100% either because it was like I would only be able to edit at night, So like for the longest time, my schedule was wake up at 5, edit till like 8, go to work, do my shift, get out at 6, do a photo shoot or just go back home and then go to sleep like at 1. Because I was editing or whatever, right? Like for a couple years, it was like that, 2 or 3 years. It was funny. I tell Angie, it was like, how they give like people food under the table or under the door, they bring it back out. It's empty, like a empty tray. That's how I felt like that cycle was, that whole time because I was trying to get money from like my secure paycheck, but then also trying to make a name for myself in the photo industry or video industry. Especially here in Yuma because there's so many. You kind of want to get your name out there. And then luckily, it worked out. It paid off. So then when, we decided to leave Chase, we already had like a good clientele. Then that's when I talked to you. I was like, dude, like any work that you need, I'll freaking do it. Like I want to keep the ball rolling. And I always saw like, obviously you as a client and now as a friend it was just more like, okay, how can I help Eli? How can I do this? Like I would always give you like a priority, like if it's like, man, I would be so tired sometimes and you'd call me, I'd be like, dude, let's do it. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Cause it was one thing.
Like all spontaneous.
Yeah. It would be very spontaneous, but I would tell Angie, I was like, no, I think at one point too, we would be like, eating or like at Buffalo or whatever. And then you'd be like, hey man, what are you doing in an hour? And I'd be like, babe, I'm going to go to work. Like I already knew, like I already knew. But it was just like, I think that mentality came from when I was at work. at like my regular job, I couldn't take on those opportunities as spontaneous either. I had to like, well, let me figure out my schedule. I think I'm gonna work this Saturday. So, and then like asking people for days off, like, hey, can you switch? Like, it was like pulling teeth.
You know what's crazy is that like how many people out there are like that, are in that situation right now where they know they have an opportunity to do what they want, but they're scared to take that leap. You know, like exactly. I remember that feeling. I'm sure you remember that feeling, like taking that leap to go full time to actually do something that you want to do, whether it's photography, whether it's anything, like, you know, making movies or having your own business, creating shirts or whatever. And you know that it's making money for you, but you're still afraid to leave that secure job to do something that you want to do.
Yeah, it's that security blanket, right? Like, do I leave this secure paycheck, even though I hate it? It's secure. Yeah. Or do I just like take a leap of faith and do it
and wing it?
Yeah. So like, and when I was there, I couldn't take those opportunities. So now when you would call me, or like some other client would call me, they're like, hey, let's do this weekend or whatever, I jump right on it, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get that opportunity again, or like I think my mentality now is I just don't want to regret it. Like, I don't want to regret not taking that opportunity later, you know? Like, so now we're just still kicking and throwing punches.
So right now, I think one thing that we need to take a leap on is making a short film.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we're still kind of like...
I called Eli the other day and I was like, Eli, let's just do it, dude. He's like, we need a script. I was like, dude, if we lock ourselves in a room and just knock it out.
You know what's crazy is I have some ideas for a short film, but I think it's just taking the time, just sitting down and writing it.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Eli, like, these ideas that he does for these videos are sometimes like done that day. Like, I can't like, he's like, dude, I have this idea. If Damien goes here and Dion goes there, and then we have 3 guys doing this, and I'm like, Eli, how do you remember this? Like, you don't have it written down. It's very like off the cuff, and for me, it's like I'm just kind of like, you know, learning and see how he's directing it. And I'm over here shooting. I'm like, just make sure you're hitting record and make sure you get the framing right. You know, that's kind of my job. But recently you started writing out like the things, like the scenes. Yeah. And we kind of just like erase them off or check mark them off. But I think if you would take that time.
I've been doing that with Dion's channel because Angie, because Angie's very organized. Yeah. I'm not that organized, but Angie's very organized, and she likes to have everything planned out. So for her, since she comes up with the story and with the decoration for Dion's Playtime, she kind of runs that channel. So I'm like, all right, I'll write it down for her. So I got a big whiteboard and I write down every scene that we're gonna shoot. So then as we're going, and it's cool because we can go through it, and as we're doing it, we check it off. You know? We've done this, and even sometimes if I'm filming something, and I kind of get to one thing, and then I go, okay, let's go check it out, and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to film this part. We go back, so we got to go back and film that other scene.
I mean, there's a reason why people in the industry of filmmaking
write it down.
They write it down. They make a script.
They do screen.
Right. But
storyboard.
I mean, for your YouTube videos, I think it's amazing. I don't think a lot of people know exactly how much like work really goes into your skits.
You know what's crazy is that we did a video on Saturday. And I did a first-person video where Damien wears the helmet with the GoPro.
Yeah. Sick.
And I figured, okay, I'll do it this way so we can get it done quicker because we needed to go to a birthday party for my niece. And so I was like, all right, we have 2 hours to film. And you know that we never get done in 2 hours. It usually takes like 4 hours to film something. So I was like, you know what? I'll just make the clips long so you guys better remember what you're doing so we get through it quick. So sure enough, dude, like I was just like, all right, you're gonna do this, and I would do a walkthrough. I said, just follow me. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna hit him over the head, you're gonna do that, you're gonna get the gun, you're gonna shoot him. And sure enough, dude, we got it done in 2 hours.
That's wild.
Like we went through it, and then it turned out to be like a 9-minute video, which is just kind of still pretty good because with as long as I have it over 8 minutes, then I can add where I want my ads, you know. But I was like, let's just kind of go through it and do it this way, that way, and it's kind of Christmas related and everything. So
no, I mean, I love working with you guys a lot. I think it's so different than the things I do. Like I do a lot of like corporate stuff and like businesses. Weddings, weddings, quinceañeras, and as much as I love weddings and quinceañeras, it's just every time I shoot with you, it's so different. It's so like it's very entertaining.
You ever done a bar mitzvah?
I have not done a bar mitzvah, and I don't think I want to. Dude, those things last like 20 hours. Like it's wild. I think also, do you think
we have Jewish families here in town?
Who knows? I remember they wanted me to do an Indian wedding, or I quoted an Indian wedding once, and I didn't even know how to quote it because they were like, yeah, we're going to have 5 days of celebration. Yeah, they do like 5 days. So one is like with the families or with the groom's parents.
One side of the family.
One's the other side of the family. And then they do it together. And then they celebrate no sé quién. You know, all this. Yeah, it's wild stuff.
That's pretty sick, actually,
dude. It's dope.
That would be exhausting, too, dude. 5 days.
The crew you would need to have there, like, yeah, I would have to take on like 3 or 4 people just to go help me shoot that.
Yeah,
like, it'd be wild. It's yeah. The weddings are different. Weddings are even like a regular wedding. You know, you don't realize, but you work like 12 to 14 hours that day, and not to say like all the pre-planning and all that stuff. Like this weekend I'll be in San Diego in Julian. We're going to go shoot a pre-wedding. Nice. So it's photo and video. So that's a whole day. Who knows, dude? I'm kind of scared. But I am going to take my dad's truck because it has like 4x4.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to risk it. Because I don't want to get stuck up there.
Yeah. Are you guys like doing outdoor photos and stuff?
Yeah, outdoor photo and video.
What if it's snowing?
Dude.
It's going to look nice, though.
Good job to the client. Yeah. Yeah. And their wedding is next month in January 20th.
Yeah.
So that gives us enough time to edit and video.
It's here in town?
Yeah, it's here in Yuma at the new venue, the church venue. It's in downtown. It's pretty dope. But yeah, like,
is it a new venue?
Yeah, it's called the church, and it's like an old church from Yuma. They like remodeled it from the inside. They actually have like the adobe walls, like the mud.
Yeah.
But they reinforced them, and then they have plexiglass so you can still see the adobe.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it looks nice. So it's fun. Bro,
you're good.
As much as we love weddings and we love to do them, I love the clients where they call me and they're like they want to do something different. Obviously the YouTube stuff is amazing. Not only that, is just the opportunity to have different things too, like in a lot of things I post on my Instagram that I'm doing, or you know, we do music videos, which is cool.
Yeah.
With Rob, we just did another music video.
So I have me and my brother. Well, my brother mainly wrote most of it, but we wrote a song for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna have Dion. I'm gonna record it with Dion. So we need to shoot a music video of that one. So I want your help with that one.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And I want you to edit it too.
Yeah, that'd be
because and then because I bought those new lights and everything, dude.
Yeah, so he like calls me the other day or he texts me. He's like, "Look what I just ordered," and it's these freaking lights.
They're 4 foot.
Yeah, 4 foot lights. The what are they called? The tube lights. Man, it's just amazing. Like lighting, I think lighting is such an important thing to just filmmaking or in general. Just you need light. You know, like even right now, we just put that little light on.
Yeah,
it makes such a huge difference.
You know what's crazy? Those lights that you have, those came up as well on there. Mm-hmm. But I don't know why I didn't get them. I should have got them.
Yeah, dude. You just can't go wrong with lighting. Like lighting is so important because you can have the most nicest lens and the most nicest. You know what's crazy?
When I first started doing the videos, I bought those the lights with the big light bulbs.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what I'm talking about. And you know you screw them on, and but like twice, 2 of those like they tipped over.
Yeah,
and they fell just shattered.
Yeah.
And one of them was outside. We were filming something outside, and it was kind of windy, and it just tipped over. And you could hear it break, and I was like, oh. So I had to order another box like with 4 of them in there. But the ones that you have they're LED, no?
Yeah, they're LEDs, and they go up to, I think they're 60 watts, so it's not even that powerful, and they still do a good job.
Yeah.
But there's some that are, I think they came out with some that are like almost the same price as when I got those, and those are old. But there's newer ones that they're more powerful, like 100 watts, and you're able to get more out of them for, it's like more bang for your buck kind of thing. But yeah, dude. But yeah, it's you have to, you can't just buy a camera now, especially with people are outdoing themselves with like cool.
Let me ask you a
videos.
question here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, it's I've never sat down to like really, really think about it ever since I started doing full time photo and video. I think I just been on this grind, for lack of a better word, just trying to make sure I have enough, to provide for my family. So I just been like, looking forward, not really looking back as much as I am now. But I don't know, man, in 5 years, who knows? Maybe I want to have a venue, like for like a wedding venue. Yeah. So in the property we purchased, I think I want to do something like that for sure in the next 5 years.
You're gonna have some upset neighbors.
Who cares? My mortgage is gonna be paid.
you're gonna be out there having a venue, and you're like, all right, we're gonna film the wedding now, and all of a sudden you hear freaking chickens and peacocks.
Yeah, no, so that would be cool. Or like maybe even owning like another business, something that has nothing to do with photo and video. Probably do something like that. That doesn't require me to do as much as I am now, because right now it's hard. Like people want to hire you for you, so it's hard to be like, hey, can you do my wedding? Oh yeah, pay me, and then send somebody else to do it because they want you. So it's hard for me to like let that go for weddings. But I do some things, like I send people for like the city of San Luis and things like that, so which they're also a cool client. But I don't know, I definitely see myself doing photo, like video, like more video than I do photo. I don't see myself like being a 38, 40-year-old shooting quinceañeras, like I feel like that'd be kind of creepy.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe my body can't handle it at that point either. Like it's hard, man.
Dude.
Quinceañeras and wedding. It's funny because people are like, man, this costs as much as a wedding. And I was like, it basically is. It's just one person. But like you have to do the getting ready, you have to do the ceremony and the reception. And kids go harder like than the parents do sometimes. Yeah. So it's tough, man. Like it's definitely a challenging thing to foresee.
Anytime if I have to film a video, like if I film a video one day, I have to take the next day off because I'm so sore. Yeah. My back is hurting, my legs are hurting, and I don't know. I'm just getting old, bro.
Yeah, and you had mentioned like that sometime, like a couple years ago too, or when we first started doing it, because it's so helpful to do it. And over the years we've gotten better over shooting and editing, all that stuff too. But yeah, I mean it's cool to have like a collaborative effort to make something cool. But you've been doing it for so many years. It's kind of like second nature to you.
What's crazy is that well, back then it was a smaller camera, so it was a lot easier to kind of move around.
Cue the new camera.
And now with the battery pack and the bigger lens and the heavier camera, I mean, it's awesome. The quality is amazing,
and but it looks cool too to like carry
heavy, dude.
Yeah, I think it's I've been thinking about this too. Is like, man, why do I have a battery pack? Why do I have this? Why do I have that? And it's one for another. Like for example, when we didn't have the battery pack, how many times did we have to change batteries? Yeah. So we had to stop. And not
only on that, we'd have to switch it out on the monitor as well.
Exactly. So it would always be like you kind of give or take with the.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what has been way better with the battery pack, dude.
For sure.
Yeah. Even filming the kids playing sports and stuff. Oh yeah. Not having to switch it out.
Yeah. It's funny when parents look at me when I'm with the big old tripod with the big old camera. They're like, "What is this guy?" ESPN.
You should be like, "I'm gonna make a freaking lanyard for you that says ESPN press."
Dude, you know what'd be funny? It's like I'm looking for number 3. 3? That's my kid. It's like, yeah, we're prospecting from the Atlanta Falcons or something.
But he's only 4.
We see potential. No, it's really cool. It's one of those things too, is like, in the filming industry or videography industry, it's funny how like that matte box, we call it bigger check. You know,
the what?
So the matte box, the thing in the front with the covers the lens with the flap.
Oh yeah.
You know how that TikTok, you call it bigger check or
bigger
something.
check, yeah.
Because
you put that on there, and it just looks so professional.
Yeah,
dude.
you go somewhere like I know I've gone with clients and like, man, you have a sick camera.
I know.
It's like,
and then you take that off.
It's literally the same.
Camera,
it's literally the same camera. It's the same camera, just like a bunch of accessories on it.
Yeah.
You know, but people love that stuff. Like, man, look at this. I've gone to clients and they're like taking pictures of my camera, like filming today. You know, and it's like I'm shooting.
Well, what about when somebody says, "Dude, your camera takes really good pictures"?
Yeah. Let's see. You know, it's funny because
knock it out of the park.
I think people just say it like unconsciously, you know, because they're like, "Oh, your phone takes really good photos."
Yeah.
You know, they don't think of themselves taking the photo. They're like, "Oh, it's my phone." So they kind of do the same thing with our cameras. Yeah. It's like, "Oh man, that camera must be fine."
Dude, your computer edits really good.
Yeah. It's like, really? Like that's funny. No, but
they don't realize how long.
Yeah.
Dude, I've sat for hours trying to find just the perfect sound or music for a certain
and you
scene.
do crazy sound effects.
And like you only need it for like 15 seconds, and you just want to find that right sound or music. And
even now, well, I'm doing the 31 for 31 for December. So 31 videos, 31 days, and even that is like, just to do a video, it takes me like 4 or 5 hours because, and I think it's also the editors too. Like, we kind of want it to be super perfect. Yeah. And sometimes don't realize that, dude, nobody's going to know that cut. Yeah. Nobody's going to know.
But I know you've sent me some stuff and I'm like, hey bro, can you add this little thing? You know, cause it's just,
it'll make a difference for sure.
Bugs me a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It'll make a difference for sure. But with the videos I'm trying to make now, I'm just trying to like edit it, get through it, and just call it a day. Like, don't even have to look back. You know, obviously, like, your sponsored videos are different because they have to have something.
And then they get revisions, you know. I'll send it in, and they're like, well, can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not what my channel's about. I'm not going to, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you take out that scary music? No, that's what my channel's about.
Yeah, that's why you hired me to do this video. Yeah, and that's another thing, too, is, like, it's even when I shoot videos for other clients, they're like, yeah, I have a client that every time I do a video for him, he changes the song. He'll post it and he'll change the song.
And he changes it.
He'll change it in post.
Like, how much does that bug you?
You know what?
Because you spent time trying to find the routes.
Exactly.
Right for it.
Yeah, I think that's what bugs me a lot. It's like, dude, I just spent like 35 minutes trying to find this song and you just changed it. It's like,
you want to say the name of the client?
No.
You want to put him on the chopping block here? Or?
He's on my list. I've never fired a client before, but I'm close.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it's
next time
wild.
Just put no music on it and be like, knock yourself out, bro.
Yeah, it's like you make the cuts for it. You know, it's funny. Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, you live and you learn too. Like, we have clients. All types of clients. Some people are super happy, like with it. Some people are just like, I don't know. Sometimes the thing that bugs me sometimes is like if they don't post something, then I feel like, oh, they didn't like it. Yeah. And then I'll see them in person and they're like, oh yeah, I haven't posted a photo because like I'm trying to wait for the, you know,
the right time.
Yeah, or like this and that, and then I see them eventually posting, but. I also tried.
That's because you brought it up. And
yeah, probably.
Like, oh dang, I wasn't gonna. Yeah, post it. But Daniel.
But I saw Daniel at Dairy Queen. No, but like I try not to.
Why Dairy Queen, bro?
I don't know. I don't know why I would be there.
What you doing at Dairy Queen?
Actually, there's a Dairy Queen right next to my school, so. No, I try not to like lose sleep over it. You know, at the end of the day, some clients they have already paid me. Yeah. You know, especially the one-off clients.
It's like that TikTok where it's like they paid me in a full a year ago and now I'm working for free.
Yeah, it feels like with weddings, that's what it feels like exactly. Yeah, no, like, you know, technically they paid me already. So if especially the one-off clients where they're like, okay, you do a video and then they don't hire me again to like another year, I just don't really pay attention to it that much. But if it's like you or Dan or like the city of San Luis, yeah, dude, I'll move mountains to do things for them because they're consistently, you know, you guys are consistently, you know.
Well, let me ask you another question because, you know, we live in a small town. And I don't know how you've seen it or what, but do you feel like if you were in a bigger city that you'd be a lot busier, or are you busy already enough being here?
You know, we think about that all the time, and we were talking. I've been hanging out with Jaid more often because he's helping me shoot these videos, and we talk about that all the time. We're like, dude, if we're in San Diego, if we were in Phoenix, you know how crazy it would be, But I also feel that there's, you know, Yuma has a bunch of photographers and videographers that do great work. And
do you think it's becoming too much, where they're kind of popping up here and there, all these photographers and videographers?
I don't know. I used to think about it a lot, like where people would be like lowballing like clients and like doing it almost for free. But there's also clients that want it for free, you know, or like want to pay $20 for a photo shoot. And that's fine, you know. But
then you have people that know where good quality.
Yeah, and I've learned that there's clients that are not my clients, you know, like those clients are for those clients that are for those photographers. Or you get hit up by
a client that used that $20 one for you to fix the $20 mistake.
Yeah, honestly. Or, you know, I've had people all over, you know, like they tell me things about other photographers, and it's like, okay, like, can we start shooting now? Because I don't really, it's not my place to be. I think photography and videography is so subjective now. Unless you're doing like your own thing, like, you know, like hire me because you like my work and you like how I am. But if you're hiring me because of the price, or it's like too low or whatever, or you're not hiring me because of the price, I think that's subjective. Like, you can't say one photographer is better than the other, because it's not like you're saying that he's better. You're just saying you like the other person's style more, not necessarily the actual photo, because it's different, you know.
You know what's crazy is that we've discussed moving like to a bigger city, like to Phoenix or even San Diego, because there would be a lot more
things to do,
a lot more vlogs that we could do and everything. But then like here, it's like we have like a home feeling, you know, where it's just kind of like,
I've thought about that
small
too.
Town, and then thinking about being in a city, traffic, and
the time you would waste just on that.
And just, I don't know.
I think the reality is also the cost of living in Yuma is so much cheaper than a lot of other places, where you might, but then you might have a bigger mortgage, or you might have a bigger commute.
But you know what's crazy though is that it houses are cheaper in Phoenix than here.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
That's wild.
Yeah. And even
yeah, if you go to Phoenix,
you know what's crazy?
Not San Diego.
Yeah, Phoenix, not San Diego. No, forget about San Diego, bro. California. But in you know, we were looking for a car. We were trying to get a car, a smaller car, you know, just to save on gas and everything. And so we went to Phoenix, and we were trying to find a specific car. And I called here locally, and dude, they were so overpriced, bro. And I was like, dude, you're trying to offer me a lower car with no leather seats for more the amount than the one here in Phoenix that has the leather seats and more features for less. Like, how's that?
It's crazy how
they have the nerve. Huh? They have the nerve to, bro, you got to support local, bro. And I'm like, I'll support local, but if you lower your price, you know, I'm not gonna spend an extra freaking $3,000.
Yeah, like, how are you giving me local if you're not giving me local prices?
Yeah, give me some local pricing, bro. Like, what the heck, dude? Like,
yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with the lack of clientele, probably. You know,
there's no competition.
Exactly. So I feel like even me. Like in the photo, same thing with photo industry.
But then they wonder why people go out of town to shop too. You know, they don't. They either go to El Centro or they go to Phoenix or San Diego to find a vehicle.
Yeah, I know. I think if you're just, you know, especially in business, I think if you're just good, like you're a good person, like genuinely a good person, you'll get opportunities to do whatever you want to do. You know, like. You know, next week I go to Phoenix and do a family photo shoot in Phoenix. Dude, there's a million photographers in Phoenix. Why are they choosing me?
Yeah.
You know, they just like my work.
Word of mouth, connection.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's
friends,
not
family.
It's not like I don't know. It's like people get weird, like they get surprised. They're like, dude, you went there and they took you there? Why don't they just hire locally there? And it's like, I mean, people like their photographers. It's like their barbers.
Why don't you shut up?
Zip it, buddy.
Why don't you just mind your business, bro?
Yeah. Or like they'll see, you know what really gets me sometimes too, and I don't know if I talked to you about this before. Yeah, no, it's not like an upsetting thing. It's like, it's more like I'll see people in person and they're like, dude, you're so lucky to like be able to do what you do and travel. Like that's so sick. Like,
yeah,
who does that? You know? And it's
I do.
a couple things. One, it's like they make it seem like it was so easy, you know, but you don't remember those freaking, you know, not to get too like deep in it, like your sleepless nights, you know, sacrificing time with your family. You could be doing million other things other than like trying to grind to do what you need to do to get to that point. The other thing, they think traveling is fun. I don't think traveling is much fun.
Dude, my wife hates traveling.
Yeah, like, dude,
especially like flying.
Yeah, dude, the security. Well, now with like the cool, like the TSA pre-check.
Well, it's not that she hates the flying part. It's just the waiting around, the packing,
and she has to pack for like 3 kids.
She's got like 2 now because Damien packs his own.
Oh, Damien packs his own.
She says she packs for me, but no, she doesn't. I pack my own. I'm a big boy now.
That's the thing. Like, people think it's like the coolest thing to like go from one city to another on a plane. It's like, it's you have to have a travel day. Like, it's so exhausting, and then wake up the next day to go to work. You know, you're working. So you got when you're doing all these things.
The TSA pre-check.
Yeah. So when you have Sentry
background,
when you have Sentry, you can just put your Sentry number on there, and you get TSA pre-check automatically.
You know, I had it before I had, because now I have Sentry, but before I had that, when I used to work out of town a lot, I had some, I forgot what it's called. It's a TSA number or whatever it's called, travel number. Mm-hmm. And they do a background check, and then you get that, and that's how you ended up. Dude, but you know what's crazy? Because when I would travel with my family, the kids would go with me, but Angie would have to go through the long line.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because they were traveling with me, so the kids would go through TSA pre-check and just kind of walk through. Mm-hmm. And but you guys don't have to take off your shoes or your belt or anything.
Yeah, nothing.
Just walk through.
Nothing.
And then we had to go through and then wait on the other side for Angie to come through.
Yeah, I just think
calling her, hey, you're making us late. Hurry up.
Yeah, I just think people's misconception of like, you get to travel and that's so cool is not really all it seems. Although it just comes with the territory, you know. You get to do these cool things because you kind of have to go through the rough things to get to the good things, right?
And then they got to understand too, you're traveling because you got to go work.
Yeah, it's work, you know. Or they'll ask Angie, like, what do you think about Danny going like traveling all this much? Like, doesn't it suck and this and that? And Angie's like, it's work, you know. It's like, and the cool thing out of all this is Angie, my wife, is so supportive of everything we do.
Both our wives have the same.
Yeah, it's so funny
name, Angie
and Angie. And she's very supportive of like everything I do. Obviously, right now it's, you know, cool enough to been paying the bills and all that stuff. Which she was so worried, by the way, when I decided when we decided to go full time. She was like, I mean,
bro, she's not the only one. My wife was worried too when I went full time.
Yeah, dude. Is it enough? Like, do you think it's gonna be okay? And you know, we're fine. And you know, yeah, I mean, it comes with its challenges all the time, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather be doing this than, you know, like worrying about bills and this and that than to be in the cubicle again,
sitting at a
9 to 6. Like, it was just, you know, the toughest thing about that was too is like taking days off, like for important things. You had to ask for like years in advance almost, you know, and then, or if something came up abruptly, like I think the thing that hurt me the most when I was working at the bank, my brother became chief in the Navy, and they did like this cool ceremony in San Diego.
And you couldn't go?
I couldn't go.
Damn.
And I was like, dude, you don't understand. My brother has become a chief. Like, it's a huge deal. Yeah. He's under 30 years old, and he's becoming chief. Like, it's the dopest thing. And they're like, you got to work Saturday. And it's like, dang, dude. And Saturday, we're only open for like 5 hours. It's like, man, these 5 hours. And then you can't call in sick because, you know, they already know you wanted the day off.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you that guy? But yeah, it was just I think not just the banking industry, but all your regular 9 to 5 jobs.
But how cool is it?
Like
how cool is it to when somebody asks you like, hey, so what's your schedule look like?
Yeah.
And then just be like, I'm pretty flexible.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's crazy because I work with the school. Right now I'm coaching the kids, the sixth grade football team.
Yeah.
And the principal called me up. Hey, Mr. Eli, what does your schedule look like? You know, I'm like, well, I mean, it's pretty open.
Yeah. It's like,
you let me know.
Yeah.
You let me know when you need me there. And,
yeah. I think you have,
as long as it's not before 10 a.m. Then
yeah. I think you have the coolest position because, the position you're in, because not only do you get to make videos for a living and put them on YouTube, it's your videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to make videos for anybody else.
I'm doing it for myself.
Unlike me, you know, as much as I love it and the position I am in, I have to make videos for other people and, you know.
Yeah, but you get the opportunity to make them for yourself as well.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun. But doing your thing, or like I see other YouTubers that I follow that I like to follow, and they're just doing, promo ads for like companies and this and that, and they're doing their own thing. I think it's really cool as well. But honestly, it's good all around. It's fun. It's or that flexibility thing that just happened to me because I was supposed to go to Phoenix today. Yeah. And she's like, yesterday she's like, hey, we can't do it tomorrow. Can you come next week? I was like, I'm pretty flexible. Like, yeah, let's do it. So like we'll go next Thursday or whatever, or next Tuesday and run it back. But it's fun, man. It's such an amazing industry. I think photographers, videographers, it's like it used to be back in the day with the newspaper. Yeah. They would sell you the ad space on the newspaper, and that's how the newspaper make money. Yeah. Now with social media. Yeah. Now you get to pay creators to post your videos online or make videos online. So it's the industry kind of flipped in that way. And I think in the next couple of years, if we're working for a company or making videos for companies and things like that, I think that would be so dope because you get free stuff. And
dude, in 5 years, we need to be already making films, bro.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a long time. To be honest with you,
we need to. I think 2024 is going to be our year of starting off with short films and adding them into film festivals. Yeah. And then starting to get that recognition. Mm-hmm. And then
because your ideas are out there.
And then start making films for like Netflix and Amazon. And
can you imagine? That'd be so surreal.
Not just films, like shows. You know? Yeah. We just gotta find that writer.
Dude, I think you have it though. I think you can write it.
Or maybe I can be saying it while somebody else is writing it.
This is what we're gonna do, Eli.
Somebody dictating for me.
You're gonna do you're gonna book a hotel or a Airbnb in Joshua Tree. And we're gonna go we're gonna go lock ourselves up for a week.
Can I take the PlayStation?
Yes.
No, dude. I can't. No,
do not
say no, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna cut off the Wi-Fi even if you do.
I can't take the PlayStation.
We're gonna go for a week.
You gotta take away some of these apps on my phone.
And we're literally social media. And we're literally gonna create the script, and that's it. That's how it's gonna happen.
And then what if we end up like that? Have you ever seen that movie Misery?
No. Oh, they go crazy.
Well, no. It's a writer. Uh-huh. He's a famous writer that goes up into the woods to finish a novel. And on his way back, he wrecks his car, and a lady finds him. Mm-hmm. His legs are broken. Finds him, takes him to her cabin or her house, and she knows who he is, that he's a writer, and she reads his novel, and she doesn't like the way he finishes it, so she starts torturing him to write it to where until she likes it. If you, dude,
do not find us in Joshua Tree.
As long as we don't end up like that,
we're just not going to show the video. We're not going to show the script.
I get caught and I'm just like, I didn't write it. Daniel did. Yeah. Take it out on him, bro.
Yeah, I'll see you later, man. I'm going to go get help. Crazy. That could be a movie. No, I mean, I just think we just need to need to sit down and be like, hey, couple of days, we're not doing anything other than writing the script. That's the same thing I need to do with my website too. But, I think just once we have the script, then that'll get the ball rolling. To get the people.
It'll just be finding the locations to film it and getting the people. And I think it's just the script and the storyboard is what's kind of the hardest Once everything else just falls into place afterwards.
Yeah.
Because
sound guy, cinematographers, all that stuff. Yeah. I think it's gonna be good once we do it. But we do need to do it for sure.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. 2024. Watch out, bro.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Daniel, thank you so much for joining DDIM Studios podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
I mean, we'll have you here more often. We can have you and have another guest on here and chit chat.
Yeah, dude. I'll be here.